Hello and welcome back to the Crypto Saving Expert News Show, where we keep you up to date with the latest cryptocurrency news so that you know exactly what is going on with the markets. And today we have that Martini guy again, and he's going to run us through a little bit of analysis in today's video, and then we are going to take a look at the news that we've seen over the weekend. This is our first live stream of the year, the first of many. We are here every single day at 11 a.m. So make sure to turn on the channel notifications and subscribe so that you don't miss any. Let's take a look at the prices first today. We have Bitcoin at $16,730 and Ethereum at $1,217. We haven't seen too much happening over the weekend, but we are going to get
I would like to interrupt you there and say that we have seen too much happening over the weekend. We've moved $150 or something, which has been fantastic. It's been the first upwards movement that we've had in a long time. If you want to share my screen right now, I can run through some Bitcoin analysis. And for anybody that's just tuning into the stream right now, please do remember, slap a like on the live stream. We're trying to get at least 100 likes on today's live stream. We've managed it on a couple of the previous ones, which has been fantastic. And we're going to try and hit 100,000 subscribers here on the Crypto Saving Expert channel as well this year. So if you are new to the channel, please do subscribe. 100,000 subscriber goal, which should be amazing to get a plaque again. I've already got one plaque, but I'd like another one. That'd be fantastic. So subscribe. Anyway, Bitcoin right now, looking at this level of resistance at approximately $16,788 or whatever it is. Essentially, that level of resistance it's a very contentious level, being that we've come up to it. You can see in the past here, you've got here. We've got all these times we've been rejected from it, and then we break above it, and then we come back below it, you get rejected from it, and then we come back below it, fake out below it. We've had a lot of kind of interaction with this, especially on the 1 hour time frame, dating back now to halfway through December. So we've been in this range now for like 15, 16 days. My expectation of this range is that at some point in time, we are going to break out of this range. It seems inevitable at some point soon we break out of this range, whether that be to the upside or the downside. Doesn't matter whether it's to the upside or the downside. I favor the upside because new year, new me, everyone reopens their positions at the start of the new year. You have all of these traditional stock market traders that this morning, when the US markets open, which is going to be in about 2 hours time, you may even see another pump from then when you have all of these US traders starting to reopen their positions on. It's not technically the first day's trading of the year because the stock markets are still closed in the US, I think, today. I think it's a bank holiday today, whereas they reopen tomorrow. I'm pretty sure today's Monday. I'm already losing track, and it's already the first day of the year or whatever it is. Is it second day? 2nd of January. Wow. We restart work early at Crypto Saving Expert. But anyway, when it comes to the price of Bitcoin, we have this level of resistance. As soon as we break through this key level of resistance here, call it $16,800 up to 16,900 and whatever up here. 16,920. So really, again, a small difference in price between these two. And then at that point, you're looking at a $17,200 break and a break significantly to the upside. If we look at the daily chart for Bitcoin right now, there really isn't a whole lot holding us back from hitting this level of resistance, approximately around $18,200. And that would be my personal expectation. We've seen it time and time again that when Bitcoin is starting to form a bit of a bottom, we get this W pattern that starts to form, resulting in a test of where these two lines intersect, the orange line and the red line. That's what I'm expecting for Bitcoin. Then from there, we either get rejected or we break out. Either way, doesn't matter right now what's going to happen at those levels. What matters now is that we make the right decision at this level right here. The other thing to point out would be when it comes to the price of Ethereum right now, Ethereum has broken a long-term downtrend. And if you want to know more about this long-term downtrend break, all you need to do is if I go over to here and here, then and here, I've just posted a video basically on my second channel, basically showing you that Ethereum's pump has possibly just started with a very embarrassing thumbnail. I do want to point out I don't enjoy making thumbnails like this. There's no part of me that gains any joy from screaming at a chart for the sake of it, but YouTube's algorithm prefers it. You look at a video like this one, yeah, where I put an effort into a thumbnail and I make a thumbnail at 1,400 views. It's me screaming at a chart, 1,700, 2,100, 2,000. And look, me just smiling and pointing at a screen, 1,200. Me wearing a mask and screaming at a chart, 2,003. So you get the point, basically. You've got to scream at a chart if you want views on YouTube. Just a word of advice for anybody aspiring to be a YouTuber out there. Unfortunately, nobody clicks on boring thumbnails. Just the way that the world is these days. Now, back to the price of Ethereum, $1,219. it's looking good, especially on the daily chart. If we go over to the hourly chart right now, again on Ethereum, it's looking good. All we need to do is break through this final level of resistance that I would put somewhere around this range right here, around $1,230 to $1,240. If we're closing an hourly candle above that range right there, we're looking at a breakup all the way to around 1,250, and a break of that 1,250 range. Well, boy, oh boy, things are getting very spicy at that point. We're starting to really start to jump to the upside. I am in long positions right now. You do you. There is no links or information to trading exchanges within this live stream or live stream content. All of the exchange content and stuff to do with Crypto Saving Expert you will find launching on our website this year, whereby we analyze in depth every single crypto exchange, tell you what the best crypto exchange to be using is and why that is, how much money you'll be paying in fees. All of this useful information will be coming straight to you this year, and all you need to do is go to cryptosavingexpert.com and sign up to our newsletter. Anyway, Jess, back to you.
All right, thank you. Now we can move on to the news that we've seen over the weekend. We've got a couple of interesting articles today. We've got 3 about FTX. So let's start there. Let me share my screen back again.
That would make a good start. There we go.
So first, we are starting with FTX Japan shares roadmap for returning customers' assets. The exchange said on Thursday that it is developing systems that will make it possible for users' assets to be returned through Liquid Japan's platform in mid-February. Liquid is a Japanese licensed crypto exchange acquired by FTX earlier this year. The Japanese exchange noted that eligible customers would be sent an email with a link to open a Liquid Japan account. The company added that this would not apply to users with a Liquid Japan account. After the registration, eligible users can check balances and transfer from their assets from FTX Japan accounts to Liquid Japan accounts. So positivity for people in Japan, negativity for people everywhere else.
Well, there is some good news though about the FTX stuff that I don't know if you'll bring up in this article, but certainly if I've got the actual article open on my screen. So if you want to share my screen again, Jess, I want to explain about this article that I think that people would find very. Oh no, you've already got it. There we go. That's the one. Yeah, that's my screen. That's why it's sharing. Yeah, basically. It's not all bad news when it comes to FTX. The Securities Commission of the Bahamas holds $3.5 billion in FTX customer assets, which is a massive amount of money. And it does mean that essentially, they're finding a few billion here and there, and they've found so far about $5 billion of assets relating to FTX. Now, there is essentially about 10 to $11 billion of liabilities, meaning that currently the liabilities are backed about 50%, meaning that if you held $100,000 in FTX, you now hold about $50,000 in FTX in terms of the assets that you've got that are able to cover your assets, essentially. This to me screams like the bottom of a bear market. This to me screams like this is the very worst of the situation. Ultimately, think about it like this. In the financial crash of 2007, 2008, when did the crash happen versus what happened after the crash? After the crash, markets start to recover. Everyone starts to recover. New year, new me. Everyone starts working towards new resolutions, everything like this. We're seeing the exact same thing in crypto right now. The crash has been, we've seen the worst of it. And now people are working towards resolving these issues that have been brought up. Much like we put in place lots of constrictive financial regulation here in the UK after the financial crash to stop anything bad from happening. And now we've gone and repealed all of that regulation, by the way. But the regulation that we did put in place back then was to stop anything bad happening again. And we're seeing the same thing in the crypto space right now. It's important to point out, though, basically, that they've found a lot of money relating to FTX, meaning that all of those accounts that I've bought for kind of 1 to 2% of the account's value on FTX, they could be looking at some nice little profits at some point in time. They'll take years, though, for FTX users to get their money back. Anyway, Jess, you can feel free to interrupt me. You don't have to sit so quietly and if you've got anything to add.
No, that's all. We were going to come to that article later in the video, but we've just skipped forward a few. We've got one last article about FTX, and that is the Department of Justice launches probe into FTX's alleged $372 million hack. Have you seen this one?
I have seen this, but I've not read this article yet.
On November the 12th, we reported that FTX was allegedly hacked, with cybercriminals stealing $372 million from the platform less than 24 hours after SBF officially filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy protection. According to reports, the hackers targeted FTX and its American subsidiary FTX US. The two companies experienced a massive outflow of funds from their cold wallets. On the same day, popular Twitter Zach XBT exposed that many FTX employees did not recognize the transfers from the firm's wallets. The assets were estimated to be worth $383 million. Shortly after the alleged hack, the company's general counsel, Ryan Miller, disclosed on Twitter that FTX was investigating abnormalities regarding the wallet movements. However, the company's official Twitter account remained silent throughout the period. And now, US authorities have now taken over the matter and are investigating the actual cause of the suspected hack. According to Bloomberg, the Department of Justice has already confiscated part of the stolen digital assets. And the report says the amount siphoned from FTX by the unknown actor was about $372 million, according to bankruptcy filings. Authorities managed to freeze funds on certain platforms because the outlet cooperated with law enforcement. The person confirmed this is not always the case, especially with offshore exchanges. So now it's unclear whether the hack was an insider job, but blockchain experts believe the hackers had access to all the exploited cold wallets. And according to the report, the CEO of blockchain security auditing firm Hacken found that the attackers left traces on the blockchain when they attempted to send USDT stablecoin to a designated address on the Tron network. And after several unsuccessful attempts to move the funds to the protocol due to the unavailability of TRX, the hackers then used their personal verified account on the crypto exchange Kraken to send out the funds, leaving their identity exposed. That's just a pretty stupid move from the hacker to use their own Kraken account. It's the most.
Well, it's a strange one, isn't it? I would say also, given that you have a distinction or whatever in maths, I would expect that you know how to say the word siphoned. It's not siphoned. It's
I
siphoned.
always slip up on my words on these live streams. I'm not used to reading out loud. I've not read out loud since I was about 12.
Well, get it right, Jess. Otherwise, you'll get exposed for not being able to talk properly.
You say I can't talk properly anyway with my Scouse accent. So.
No, you can't talk properly because you're a Scouser. Yeah, no, this is another interesting one. I would expect that when it comes to this FTX hack, that it's probably an inside job anyway. This tends to be the case. I've actually got an interesting expose coming out on my channel fairly soon about two exchanges that I've done a lot of research on, have tracked fraudulent transactions on. And I'll be publishing all of that information fairly soon. It won't be as damning as the FTX stuff, but we are uncovering fraud. It's just the problem is the fraud that we uncover is on these kind of Eastern exchanges, the massive Eastern exchanges, like number 3 and number 4 in terms of probably the world's largest exchanges, but nobody cares as much. And it probably won't bring the platform down because the point is they're profitably committing fraud, whereas FTX were unprofitably committing fraud. There's like one and then the other. If you're going to lose all the money, then you can't afford to come back. But these guys are not losing money. They're making millions dumping on people. So yeah, it's funny. Anyway, it's not funny. It's really quite sad. It's just the way that the market is. It always happens in bear markets as well. You get these dodgy exchanges. Anyway, just move on to the next story. I'll read the next one, which is well, no, not this one. We've already done this one. I did that one. Valkyrie wants to become the new sponsor and manager of the Grayscale Bitcoin Trust. Crypto asset manager Valkyrie wants to become the new sponsor and manager of Grayscale Bitcoin Trust, which has been trading at a record discount. This is quite interesting. If you scroll down a little bit on the article, Jess, this is interesting because I've been talking about this for a while. Currently, you can buy Bitcoin for $8,000 on Grayscale's Bitcoin Trust.
We've lost him.
Oh dear.
Is that my signal or your signal?
There we go.
Yeah, your internet's just kept up. You're back.
I think it's my signal. Yeah. But anyway, when it comes to GBTC and all these other wonderful, lovely assets that you can buy, currently, yeah, there you go. That's the chart that I wanted to show people. Currently, we can buy Bitcoin at a 45% discount because but the fund is backed 1-to-1. So for every coin that you buy within the fund, you get one equivalent coin. But currently the price per coin is about $8,000. So you can buy Bitcoin at a very significant discount. If Valkyrie take over the fund, doesn't really matter if Valkyrie take over the fund or not, even if it stays run by whoever is running it right now. Is it Fidelity or I don't know, Grayscale? I don't know actually who runs Grayscale Bitcoin Trust off the top of my head. But even if Valkyrie took it over, it wouldn't change a thing. Your assets would still be backed 1-to-1. So there is really no risk. This is what I don't understand. There's no risk in buying Grayscale shares. It's just this arb trade that you can make like double your money on as soon as you buy one. So it's just you can't sell it straight away. But say the fund goes bust, you get your coin distributed to your wallet. So there really is no problem with a bankruptcy here. So yeah, I think overall,
bull market, a lot of people will be taking advantage of this, but just because it's the bear market and the fear.
but it doesn't make sense because in the bull market we were trading at a 50% premium, meaning that actually Bitcoin did hit $100,000. Bitcoin was trading well over $100,000 on Grayscale. Meaning that right now, if you can buy one for $8,000 and Bitcoin went back up to its all-time high, and Grayscale Premium went back up to its all-time high, you would be looking at double the gain, no more than double the gains. You'd be looking at triple or quadruple the gains. That's what it would be because of the compound effect of it. You're looking at quadruple the gains if you bought Bitcoin via Grayscale rather than just buying Bitcoin. So this is why I don't know why more people aren't taking this trade. From my perspective, it's a pretty obvious trade to take. Of course, it's not easy for everyone around the world to buy into Grayscale Bitcoin Trust. You need certain things like to be an American. But it's a fun one. Anyway, moving on from Grayscale news, it's Solana news next, I guess.
Yeah, we're talking about Vitalik, who's tweeted being bullish on Solana. We've spoken about Solana a couple of times in recent live streams about our opinions, but Vitalik's tweeted, some smart people tell me that there is an earnest smart developer community in Solana, and now that the awful opportunistic money people have been washed out, the chain has a bright future. Hard for me to tell from outside, but I hope the community gets its fair chance to thrive.
I'm going to interrupt you now just to say, everybody, if you're still watching the live stream at this point, or if you've just joined the live stream, please do remember to slap a like on it. Currently, we've got 27 likes according to my stream. So if we could get that number to 100, that would be amazing. I don't really expect it to happen, but it would still be amazing. So yeah, if you're not liked already, please do like today's live stream, and I'll stop asking when we hit 100. And also, at the same time, please do subscribe. Currently, we've got 1,670 subscribers on this channel, but let's try and take that to 100,000, 60,000, and 700 subscribers. That would be fantastic. Let's go 100x on the channel this year. Just subscribe, especially if you are new, and continue, Jess, with what you were explaining here about Solana.
If we get a 100,000 plaque, can I keep it?
No. You can go and get your own. No, can you keep it? You can display it in the background of your videos. Yes, sure.
Perfect. That's enough. Thanks. Yeah. Taking a look at Solana, we have seen a pump since this news came out. Vitalik's feeling bullish. I think it sounds a bit more sympathetic. I think making a project like Solana is a huge piece of work, and then for FTX to be a huge holder and cause all of these projects to try and look at other platforms to build on, it's very, very upsetting for the Solana community. But these things happen in crypto. I'm still not bullish on it. I think maybe, last couple of days been a buy opportunity from this candle, but we've bounced from $8 up to $12 this morning. Now we're hanging around $11. Yeah.
It's funny, isn't it? I mean, I get tweets about this because people go, "Oh my god, you shorted, haha, you shorted." No, I was short at $13, and then I added to my short position at 9, and then closed it at 8, or added to it at 9.50, and then closed it at 8. I cashed out big on Solana. That was nice. That's one of the saving trades for me for this month because there's been very little else to trade. So shorting Solana was great. I don't know if Solana will go to 0. I just kind of expect at this point it'll slowly fade away. And much like what we saw with Dragon Chain back in 2017, Jess, you probably won't remember this one, but there was a coin called Dragon Chain. I'm going to just see if I can get it up on my screen and show you kind of an actual practical example of what it looks like to just be forgotten about by a bull market, essentially. Dragon Chain was highly tipped to be one of the top coins of 2017. And this is what it did. Like 2017, there you go. It launches. It's nothing. I think the ICO price was like 1 cent or whatever, like it is now. And then the price went up to being like $4.50 or whatever. Everyone's going, "Oh my god, this is amazing! This is the next big thing." Much like what Solana did. If we actually compare the charts here, I think I can bring up both. If we look at Solana's chart and compare that to where it is versus Dragon Chain. Dragon Chain also, by the way, is something that people build on top of. You can develop applications on top of. But then look at the bull run, right? It goes from being 4 cents all the way up to being 30 cents. Everything pumps in a bull run. Very few things only pump 9, 8x. This is terrible in terms of, like, if you bought back here, there was no chance of you ever getting your money back. Whereas there are a lot of things that will like surpass their all-time highs from last time round. What I would expect is Solana falls into the trap of doing exactly this, whereby it's nothing in terms of its price. It goes up very astronomically in terms of its price, and then forever it is left in jail and just slowly fades away. And that's what I would expect, because this has got developers on top of it. But if you look at the developers that are building currently on top of Solana, they're giving up. They're moving to other chains. They're moving to Elrond. They're moving to Avalanche. They're moving to all of these different separate things. Why stick with one network where 20% of the supply is held by a man with a terrible haircut and is facing massive fraud charges? And not that I have a much better haircut. I've still got bedhead this morning. But the point is, it doesn't matter what your haircut is. It's more so how big is your community. Also important to point out that, yes, look at the market cap of this. Fully diluted market cap right now of Solana of about $6 billion, and the price is really in the toilet. Fully diluted market cap of a Dragon Chain at the same time was nowhere near the same thing. The adoption on this was nowhere near as big, but at its peak, it did have a $1 billion market cap. And for its time, Dragon Chain was one of the most popular projects out there, especially within like the internet communities. So don't necessarily bet against Solana and ever coming back. Just don't expect it to be ever as strong as what it once was, and don't expect to ever go reaching these all-time highs again. I would say realistically for Solana, it's probably the highest it's ever going to achieve ever again is $90 per coin, and the lowest that it's ever going to achieve is probably between 10 cents and 50 cents at some point over the next 20 years. But it'll be around for a long time. It takes a long time for these things to fade and die, because don't forget, they've got massive development budgets. So yeah, all things to consider when it comes to Solana.
It's very easy to, if you've lost money on Solana, look at the all-time high and think if it just goes back there, it'll be a 15x and everything, all the problems will go away. But I just don't see it happening.
No, it's not going to happen.
Let's take a look at this final article. We've had CZ discuss 2022, and we've seen CZ pointed out that the past year has been marked by the collapse of Celsius, Voyager, FTX, and other platforms. The events thus caused the general idea that 2022 has been mainly defined by crisis and failures. But according to CZ, the failures gave us many more reasons to be optimistic than any other year on record, as both the industry and Binance demonstrated remarkable resilience and tenacity. Secondly, CZ pointed out that amidst the chaos, blockchain and crypto adoption never stopped, with individuals and institutions across the globe continuing to jump into the fray. He added that emerging markets had led the charge in retail adoption, and traditional companies have welcomed the industry with open arms. And this is something we were talking about the other day as well. It's just not as scary to put a huge amount of money in the markets anymore, because we've seen all of these negative things. It just, at the top of the bull market, it was petrifying to buy some more to me, because I just felt like the bubble was going to pop.
No, I think back to the times of when I'm getting asked from friends and people, and they're going, "What should I buy? What should I buy?" Because everyone always wants to know what they should buy, especially when you're me and you're in my position. Everyone expects you just be able to tell them something that's going to go up 10 times in price. Like, and to be honest, it wasn't the world's most difficult thing back then. You could kind of pick most things and they would make money. But I remember it kind of getting to the point of me going, "Look, if you're going to invest now, I'll just give you the money, and then when you lose it, just give it me back." Because it got to the point of it just being too scary. And this happened to so many people that I know that I gave money to instead of letting them invest their own money, because I didn't want them to. And then it happened. But the point is, it's really not scary anymore to put money in the market. yeah. It's. I mean, it may be a little bit scary to put money into something like Solana, but like your ailerons and that kind of thing, I have no problem. Oh, I think I might have frozen again. Yeah, I've got no problem buying the dip. I've got no problem buying Bitcoin, especially. I've got no. I, if my girlfriend would let me, I would sell my house and put it into Bitcoin, but she keeps saying that's a bad idea. But I could yeah, we could get so many Bitcoins though.
That is a bad
880 saying, is Jess, are you my girlfriend? That's what somebody wants to know in the chat.
No, I am not.
No, she's not. No. Jess is another YouTuber and she works with Crypto Saving Expert. She's not my girlfriend. I have my own girlfriend. But anyway, it's always an annoying. It's not really an annoying question. It's just a funny question, isn't it? Anyway,
It
slap
is
a like on
definitely
today's
great.
live stream if you are just joining, and please make sure you have already subscribed, especially if you've just clicked on the stream and you are new to the channel. Please do subscribe. We've currently got 1,670 subscribers, and this live stream we're trying to reach 1,700, which would be a gain of 30, which would be fantastic. So please, 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 if you're not already, subscribe, and if you don't have a YouTube account, make a YouTube account and then subscribe, because then you'll get notified every single time we go live, which is every day for around an hour around lunchtime. So yeah, perfect for your lunches. Anyway, continue, Jess.
Right, let's take a look at what LCZ has said. So, I am proud to say that Binance has been and will remain at the forefront of this momentum. In the last year and a half, we've seen substantial progress in creating greater regulatory certainty for the blockchain sector. As a responsible industry leader, Binance will continue to work even closer with regulators and law enforcement globally in the name of blockchain adoption and education. I haven't actually followed what's happening with BitBoy's bill. Have you heard any more on that? Whether what he's doing with it?
BitBoys is in which specific thing? Because there's a lot
He
of
was
things.
trying to make a bill that would go against what
Yeah,
Sam
yeah.
Bankman
So that, I believe there is progress on it, but it's one of them things, isn't it, whereby it takes months and months and months to create the thing, and then you have to go through all of these proposals, and also he can't live tweet making some legal bill, because obviously that would undermine the bill. So he's in a bit of a difficult situation when it comes to how much news can you provide without damaging the effectiveness of what you're trying to do. And so BitBoy is just kind of keeping it on the DL a little bit, I think. But his bill is, from what I understand, on the private side of things, going very successfully.
Yeah, interesting. I wonder what will happen to all the work Sam Bankman-Fried was doing with people to make bills.
They will be quickly burning all of that information as fast as they possibly can. There will be huge dumpster fires at the start of this new year in the SEC's offices and in all of these offices that had friendships with Sam Bankman-Fried. What was he called? That Berkowitz, whatever he's called, from the SEC, had to quit because he went on so many dinners with Sam Bankman-Fried. This is the guy that's in charge of the SEC's like second in command is going on dinner pretty much every day with Sam Bankman-Fried, talking about how they can regulate crypto with the guy that's running the biggest Ponzi scheme in crypto. What an amazing regulatory bunch of people we have in charge of our government. Slap a like and subscribe. Thank you very much. We've got 45 likes, but yeah, you're a bit slower on the likes today, guys. So, come on, get to 50 at least. Please do like, please do subscribe. Continue, Jess.
Let's finish this article. Concerning with what the new year and future hold for the digital asset and blockchain industries, CZ stated that no matter what 2023 brings, we are prepared. He added that the industry generally will be managing the fallout from the FTX implosion for a prolonged period of time. Therefore, a lot of work must be done to show that the blockchain space is not defined by high-profile bad actors. It's critical now that the ecosystem focuses on protecting users first and foremost, but also on innovating and building in order to bring crypto and Web3 more deeply into people's daily lives. So hopefully Binance continue. All the FUD seems to have dispersed from Binance in recent weeks until you brought a little
because
bit
it's
of
not true. Like, how
on.
long can you keep larping at the same nonsense until people stop believing you? It's kind of crazy that the amount of just stupidity. Like, obviously, we're still very raw and reeling from this crash because there's still so much stupidity within the crypto space. It is kind of insane how low the average IQ has got. I think this is in part due to 2017 participants that are smart people and have been around for a long time, they've stopped talking as much because the noise and chatter from all of these new people is so loud and dumb that it just doesn't seem worthwhile participating anymore. And instead, you can just keep doing what you were doing a few years ago and just ignore the noise. Ultimately, I want to change that. I want to bring back some fun to the cryptocurrency space, which is why I'm starting up an old thing. I'm going to start work on it today. I don't know if I managed to get one out today. But there's a guy that used to make these videos that then he was really funny, and then he stole about $5 million off a friend of mine, and then he disappeared off into the sunset. So, but he used to make this kind of video, and it's a fun video. I don't know if you know who I'm referencing. His name was Armin. He wasn't called Armin on YouTube. He was something daily. I wonder what that could have been. Anyway, there's a chat comment in the chat saying 2017 was all about tech. Now leverage trading and DeFi dApps are BitConnect 2.0. I to some extent agree with you. Leverage trading dominates the market. It's what makes the most amount of money in terms of business model, because you can take a fee, you can apply 10x leverage to that fee and make 10 times the money from that fee. That's why leverage trading is so predominant, because these people have got cash to scale. At the same time, it's important that people buy spot and play the longer game. You want to make money successfully in this space, by all means trade. I trade every single day. But you want to make money consistently long term, do not trade leverage with the bulk of your portfolio. Trade it with 5% of your portfolio. Scratch the itch. Aim to grow your trading skill. Don't go balls deep into a leverage trade with insane amounts of leverage that you can't afford to back if it goes wrong. It's that simple. Just put the bulk of your wealth and bulk of your money towards well thought out, well researched investments. And that's what we're going to get back to here, both on Crypto Saving Expert and on my own channel myself. And Jess, are you going to make altcoin videos this year, or are you going to stick with Bitcoin? What's the plan for Interpret
I
Crypto?
hope so. I've been avoiding altcoins for the past year and a half, really, because they weren't going to go well. So I just decided to ignore them. But now is the time. I think that I'll be talking about them again and researching a bit. Well, I've been researching, but I haven't been overly buying right now. I put it on pause.
You put it on pause. Okay. Is that by any chance because you don't earn enough money?
Yeah, pay rise, please.
I mean, just pay you this month. That'd be a good start, wouldn't it? Anyway, yeah, no, you can't have a pay rise. Not in this market, no. If Bitcoin goes back to 30K, yeah, sure. But the problem is when you've got so many people that work for you, it's not viable. I've taken on too many costs. It's a choice right now of this is an interesting conundrum. That'd be an interesting discussion for the chat to hear. If you take on a cost, right, and you employ, like I do, 34 people. If you can imagine how much money it costs to employ 34 people across the UK and Europe, so they're all in good salaries. None of these people earn like peasant change. This is all like a lot of money. And then the price of Bitcoin goes down 85%. What do you do? do you sack 85% of your workforce and keep the costs proportionally the same? Or do you keep on and keep trying to grow? For me, I've just kept everybody on and kept trying to grow and kept everything trying to chug forward as fast as possible. But it is an interesting point. I really hope that when Crypto Saving Expert goes live in the next month, like it's very, very soon to go live. It's a bit annoying for me that the devs weren't on the call this morning, but we'll get there. It is only the 2nd of January, so it is somewhat forgivable. Apparently, this is a bank holiday, but banks don't exist in crypto, so we don't take bank holidays. It's as simple as that. The whole point was to go bankless. Why take a bank holiday? What's wrong with you? It's the 2nd of January. Why are you not working? Jess is here. Anyway, slap a like on today's live stream if you are just joining. That would be great if you could do that. We're trying to hit 100 likes. Looks like we're only going to hit 50 on today's stream, so that's a bit sad, really. Yeah, if you're just new to the channel, we've got 1,670 subscribers on this channel, so please do subscribe. That would be greatly, greatly appreciated as well. We're trying to get that to 1,700 on today's live stream. Again, fat chance of that happening, but maybe it'll happen in the next 24 hours. Speculate to accumulate. Always a loss before a gain, sir. Keep grinding it out, Chief. Thank you, Adam. I appreciate the good news and good sentiment. Red Dog says we hate banks. Yeah, we do. You know why I hate banks? Well, Jess, have you ever had a bad experience with a bank? Or are you not old enough?
I've had issues trying to withdraw before,
Okay,
but
you had
not
it
major
from
ones.
which banks?
Santander, I think.
All right. Actually, to be fair, when it comes to crypto, Santander is one of the better banks I've had experiences with. They refused to give me a mortgage and they refused to give me a loan, despite the fact that I've banked with Santander my entire life. Like ever since Santander took over Bradford and Bingley, because I used to bank with Bradford and Bingley before Bradford and Bingley went bankrupt in 2007 crash or whatever, 2008 crash. It was, yeah. Anyway, my worst bank for me would be Revolut. Revolut have stolen from me thousands of pounds and refused to give it back and called me a money launderer. Revolut, they're just the worst. And then they report me to a bunch of other places. And it was literally because I sent like £6,000 of Bitcoin from Coinbase back in 2017 to a Revolut bank account and bam, deleted. Just everything destroyed. You can no longer get a loan from anywhere, which is one of the reasons actually that pushed me to work really hard to get rich because I couldn't get a loan. I was like, I needed a new car and I couldn't get a loan for a car. No one had wanted to touch me. And so I was like, the only solution to this is get rich. That's the only solution. And then you just don't need. I bought my house in cash. I bought my cars in cash. I bought everything that I have in cash because nobody would give me a loan. So I had to go out and earn a bunch of money because no one wanted to touch me because I was doing crypto too young and it destroyed my credit score. It put me on a blacklist from all these banks, which is why do you think I hate banks so much? Because banks don't want to touch me. And now I get adverts all the time and I have quite a good relationship with Coots Bank. Coots Bank is what's used to be the Queen's Bank, now the King's Bank. It's the bank of the royals and all that. It's basically a fancy man's bank. Why is Coots Bank interested in me and HSBC, Santander, all this lot are not interested in me? The reason they're interested is because they don't care where the source of your money comes from. They want your business, and that's how business should operate. Not only that, they're not discriminatory against cryptocurrencies, whereas a lot of big banks are. And if you try and send hundreds of thousands of pounds through a big bank transaction, you get banned. Like as simple as that. When I bought my house, I transferred straight from the exchange to a lawyer. I did not transfer to my own personal bank account because I knew for a fact it would get banned. So it's as simple as that. Anyway, if you're just joining the stream right now, please do slap a like on it. We're at 56 likes now. We're going towards 60. Jess, I've got a question for you then. In fact, I'll just read the chat for a second. Should I take money out of Revolut, says Crypto Hydra. How would you respond to that, Jess?
Depends if you're putting your crypto money in it. I like to use Revolut on holiday, but now you've said that, maybe I'll go to Monzo instead. They've got a good exchange rate fees, haven't they?
Well, Monzo is good. I have one that's even better than both of them that you're all going to discover fairly soon. But you're not allowed to say anything. I don't know if you know. But there's one that I've discovered that is just absolutely the best when it comes to crypto cards and also a bank account. Like I've found the perfect solution. It matches every single thing that somebody says TMG Bank. I wish. Can you imagine? Imagine the deposits that you could spend on everything. Oh my God, you could just go straight to like any shop anywhere and just spend money that belongs to your customers, but it doesn't matter because you're just doing fractional reserve banking. Oh, I want a new Ferrari. Somebody's just deposited £500,000. Great, let's go buy that Ferrari. Let's buy 10 because someone else just deposited £5 million. That's how banking works. And then they call it fractional reserve banking, make some insanely leveraged bets with the money that they didn't spend and try and make it all back. That's why we have financial crashes. Somebody saying in the chat, Plu is a fantastic cryptocurrency debit card, but Plu, there is downfalls to it being that it's too decentralized in a sense of I have a friend that deposited $10,000 into it and forgot to write down his private key and lost $10,000 because it's a completely decentralized cryptocurrency debit card. So that's the downside with Plu. There is a requirement to be somewhat intelligent, and my friend fell down at that hurdle. Just write down your private key. It's pretty simple. No, we don't want to do that. Crypto.com is not the best solution, by the way, because their fees are too much. And it's kind of like I describe Crypto.com as an antiquated solution for the cryptocurrency debit card problem because their cards used to work really well when they had the different tiered system, but the tiered system is not too different than other things these days, and the perks not really improved or got better. They've stayed the same. So I don't really rate Crypto.com what I used to. Ilya Epping says, I never hear you talk about XED anymore. Well, it's because we've not talked about altcoins in a long time, but you'll hear me talking about it fairly soon because XED, I actually recently spoke with the CEO of XED. So they've got some very positive things in the pipeline and they're still working on it. They still have a team of like 30 people that are working on XED. So it'll come back at some point. Don't think of market. This is the other thing with altcoins. Don't think of market caps as the value of the company. It's the value of the economy. And if the company doesn't have an active product, why do you would think that they would have an active economy? If they don't have an active product, then they have no active economy. Then therefore, there is nothing to be gained from holding onto that token until their product is live, unless you're in a speculative market. XED was in a very speculative position before. The price was pumping like crazy. We're making a lot of money off it. But then, as the markets have kind of faded, the coin's price has faded as well. But in order to restore XED's price to where it was previously, you only need to add like a couple of $1 million of liquidity. So that could happen at any one point in time. And it could happen to so many different altcoins out there. So don't write off these things just because their market caps are low. They're still well-funded, active teams that are not planning on disappearing anytime soon. And you'll see so many of these things popping on 100x wheelie in the next bull market. Somebody says X money for cards will be a game changer. Are you dropping the altcoin video later today? I'm split between. Let me check my notes. I've got an altcoin video to do, don't I? Alt video. I'm just gonna. And then what are the ones that I have to do? There was the
exchanges.
Exchange, expose, and then there was another one.
There was the person who will not be named, whose name finishes in daily. That's
yes. I wonder if his first name is Crypto. It's not altcoin. Altcoin's a nice guy. Crypto is that guy. He's got $5 million of someone else's money. He just took it one day. Like he just so much. So like I known from the start that this boy had a target to reach, a financial target to reach. And when he reached it with somebody else's money, he just sold it all and left and disappeared. And he's not made a video since. He just disappeared when he hit his financial target. I think it was like 10 million or something. As soon as he hit 10 million, bam, straight out. Kind of the right decision because the guy never actually did anything about chasing up the rest of the money that he stole. Just crazy, really. The things that people do. But at the same time, do I blame him? No, because he stole it off an American that wasn't meant to be investing in the first place. Basically, it was only European investors could invest in this thing, and he invested somebody else's money for him. The unfortunate thing was he actually stole like the $25,000 investment that the guy put too. So that's the real theft there. It's not the 2 million, it's the 25,000. There we go. Right. I've got my notes for the day in terms of the content that I've got to produce. Jess has a beautiful smile, according to Roaming Nomad.
Thanks, Roaming Nomad.
If you're just joining the stream right now, by the way, guys, slap a like on it. Make sure you are subscribed to the channel. Got 59 likes at the moment. 59 likes. Let's try and get that to 100, especially after the live stream has been posted. If you are watching this later on during the day, please do slap a like on it. Please do share these videos with your friends, with your neighbors, with your dogs, with your cats. Post them in your group chats. This is always good, safe information. So if you ever want to send like a family friend or something like that you've told about crypto, just some friendly daily live stream, this is the one to send them. Just send them a link to our daily live stream, tell them to subscribe, set up channel notifications, and we will help guide everybody safely through the cryptocurrency space over the next 1 year. Jess, do you have anything left to add before we wrap up?
No, that's all. I'm just very excited to see what happens in 2023. Hopefully it treats us nicer than 2020. Well, it really can't treat us worse than 2022.
It can't. 2022 is like an abusive husband. But then like I suppose 2023 is maybe the breakup and recovery year, and then 2024 is like the let's smash it. I think, to be honest, we'll all be on crack by the end of this year anyway, because I really think that things will take a very very good upturn at some point this year. It's going to be most fun. Somebody saying, when TMG versus Richard Hart debate, There isn't a whole lot to debate there. I think the SEC is doing that debate for me. I,
Haven't you done a video with him before? Ages
yeah,
ago.
yeah, no. My problem with Richard Hart does not stem from Hex. I am all pro everybody do everything crypto. If you want to make a Hex type system, you go and make your Hex type system. I have no problem with that. My problem with Richard Hart comes from the fact that I taught him how to make video thumbnails for YouTube. I spent like an hour and a half teaching the guy how to make a thumbnail, like teaching in Photoshop. And then he just started being a dick to me on Twitter, like for no other reason than I have not said something nice about Hex on the internet. And I just thought, I wasted an hour and a half of my time, and you're being a dick to me. That's not very nice. So yeah, that's why I don't really like Richard Hart as a person. I think he's just a bit not a nice guy. Hex is a thing. I don't care. I don't hold Hex. The SEC doesn't hold Hex either, and they are kind of looking into it. We've now got 61 likes. Fantastic. 1,670 subscribers, by the way, guys. Please do make sure you are subscribed with channel notifications turned on. Somebody saying we all like some sort of crack. I hope you don't like crack. That's not a good thing to be liking. TMG, here is my wave. Take me with you. I can't, unfortunately. I'm in a different location than you, and I'm not going anywhere, so it's kind of difficult. Is anyone here buying render for long-term hold? We don't do altcoin suggestions here on the channel. We just talk about whatever's on the schedule. And on that note, guys, thank you all very much for watching today's video. Please do slap a like on it. Please do subscribe. Jess, say your words.
Thank you very much for watching. I don't really have much to add from that, but we'll be back tomorrow at 11 a.m.
Okay, and yeah, like, subscribe. Oh, and try not to freeze on the stream, I guess. There we go.
Be back
Yeah,
tomorrow.
like, subscribe. Have a great day, everybody. Thank you all for watching. I'll see you in the next live stream tomorrow. Bye bye.